When you look at the journey of Lahore Qalandars, you realize this franchise is not only about cricket, it's about providing opportunities to youngsters.
Lahore Qalandars, built from the ground up by owner Sameen Rana, now a powerhouse in the PSL, with 3 titles in just 4 years.
I had to quit my 20 plus years of financial career. There was a big stigma that an owner cannot be a manager. No one had ever done it. Chris Gale, A.B. de Villiers, Brandon McCallum, he taught me a lot. I used to sit one side, Shaheen on the other. He used to say, Sameen bhai, should we keep the trophy here or there?
Welcome to the Bricks to Riches podcast. Today I have a gentleman who's hailed all the way from Vancouver. He owns the Lahore Qalandars team, Mr. Sameen. Mr. Sameen, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you very much, Nabeel. Thanks for inviting me.
It's a great honor to have you.
Thank you for taking out time from your busy schedule. So tell me, Sameen bhai, when you started this cricket team, you already had a passion for cricket. How did you get into it? This is a wonderful franchise. My family and I even bid for a PSL franchise, but unfortunately we weren't successful in locking that deal. It was written in your destiny, so how did you enter cricket? To be very honest with you, my passion for cricket has been there since childhood. I was a pretty good player too, though not at a very high level. I played at a smaller level. I used to bowl very fast with a tennis tape ball like we play in our streets and neighborhoods. Quite a nice memory. And I also played school level cricket lower down the order, and I used to bat and I could hit sixes too. So there was no plan as such. It was actually my brother Atif who was in Pakistan. I had left Pakistan about 25 years ago, and I'm a chartered accountant qualified from both Pakistan and Canada. I worked for a big multinational company, Shell G. And I was with them in Canada when Atif came up with this idea of buying a franchise. Now, Atif had no idea about cricket, whereas I was a big fan of the game. And you played it as well? Yeah, I had played it as well. Where did you play? In which city? I played cricket in Lahore. In those days, I was so obsessed that I used to sit through an entire test match. In the basement of our house, I had installed a big projector and would catch all 5 days of a test match. And I would analyze everything. It was a complete passion. Why is his right leg going forward? Why the left? Why is the bowler doing this? So in short, the bowler was me, the batsman was me. It was a complete madness. I remember for so many years now, I have had the same routine. The first thing I do every morning is open up and read the scorecard. Cricinfo was the most visited page for sure. I would check which new upcoming star was emerging from Pakistan, who performed what, and even today as well. I was checking the scorecard of the England versus India match, and I also check MLC scores. So it was a habit, a passion, but I never thought I would actually enter cricket. Then this opportunity came when Atif called me and told me that Pakistan Super League was starting. I said to Atif, buddy, this is a big ticket item. We can't do that. He replied, don't worry, you just need to be there. Basically, it was Atif who pushed for it, while I was the one stopping him from buying the franchise because I'm a finance guy. And to me, it didn't make much sense. The financial model had a huge challenge. I told Atif that sustainability would be a big issue. But Atif was very passionate, and his idea was to provide opportunities to the youth of Pakistan. And when you look at the journey of Lahore Qalandars, you realize this franchise is not only about cricket, it's about providing opportunities to youngsters and it's engaging just like the becoming youth. A support to those talented players who are not having access to such big things. It's kind of a sadqa That was our vision from the beginning. Though honestly, we didn't know how we would achieve it. We learned everything on the job, going through a lot of learning curves. That's also why I had to quit my 20 plus years of financial career and dedicate myself full time to this franchise with my full passion. From ground zero, right from naming the franchise, designing the kit, designing the logo, creating the team song. I remember the first one was the song by Asrar. It was kind of a very creative thing. Every morning, Atif and I would wake up and ask each other, okay, what's today's task? Find sponsorships, finalize the name, build the team, design the kit, and by evening we'd be sitting in the studio making songs. So everything was done by our own hands. We literally raised this small child with our own hands. Kind of an emotional thing as well. And that really shows your passion. Because your team faced losses in the beginning, but now, alhamdulillah, you've won the trophy 3 times in 4 years. That's phenomenal. And that's great. That shows in your passionate dedication. And the things that you learned, that analytical approach in childhood, analyzing everything, it seems like you yourself were coaching the team. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, this time I practically was the coach because we didn't have one. But for the last 10 years, I've been with the team. In the beginning, I joined as a manager, presented myself that way. There was a big stigma that an owner cannot be a manager, like a legacy coming from a long time here. Because it was kind of conflict of interest. It wasn't a conflict of interest. It was more like no one had ever done it. Owners are generally the boss, and if you are the boss, sometimes players don't feel comfortable when the big boss is constantly around. They can't relax. And what happens is, if you are emotional and also the owner, you can make wrong decisions because you're the boss, right? And if you get too emotional about cricket, you might even change the batting order. You may think we should bring this opener, or you may shift the positions, which can hurt the team. So I made sure never to do that from day one. For the first 4 to 5 years, I was only a manager, and as a manager, I simply observed, sat in the dressing room, learned. Learned from so many players, Chris Gayle, AB de Villiers, Mohammad Hafiz, Akib Bhai, and all the stars. After 5 to 6 years, I started understanding how this whole thing works. What should we implement and how to execute the things. You could say I paid the tuition fee in those early years for what I'm doing now. Because it's not easy to be both an owner and at the same time a team director or manager. There is always emotions involved and you need to control it. If you can't, you'll make wrong decisions, which gonna hurt the entire team and the performance in the long run. That's what I learned, and I'm thankful to the big players who taught me. They are really unbelievable. I'll name Brandon McCullum. He taught me a lot. I had many chats with AB de Villiers. Then there were senior administrators like Nick Cummins, Haroon, and many more, who became my friends and had run cricket for many years. These were the moments that are quite beneficial and crucial in my entire career of the franchise. In the beginning, every Sunday I would have a Skype call with Nick. Half an hour to 45 minutes. At that time, Zoom wasn't around, only a Skype. He was in Australia, I was in Calgary. Every Sunday I learned from him, how do I run this? How do people run a franchise? How do you manage finances? How do you manage a team? How do you motivate? How do you deal with big stars? How do you handle disappointments? How do you conduct a draft? So it was kind of my routine to learn from him almost half an hour or 45 minutes every Sunday, and it was pretty much helpful. It was a huge learning curve. Later we even signed a contract with Sydney Thunder. I remember 3 months later Nick asked me, Sameen, now what next? You have learned everything. What's next? I said, all my life I have imagined this. As a child before sleeping, I would imagine I was bowling in Perth. My imaginations were always roaming around cricket. I was a fast bowler. Perth's wicket is very bouncy. Now I can't do it myself, but there must be so many kids in Pakistan who don't have that opportunity. So we thought, let's open the doors. So you've opened the door for everybody. Absolutely. With Nick, we made contact to have an exchange of players, coaches, support staff. He was kind enough. He was GM of Sydney Thunder at that time. He said, Sameen, we have got Pat and all that, but are you sure your street boys can play with these guys? He was pretty much right to question that. I said, Pakistan, despite all the challenges, still produces players like Muhammad Amir. And Amir was very lethal in those days, a pretty dangerous bowler. He said, okay, if you're confident, then I'll allow you to bring the team here. So we did. Then we launched the player development program in Pakistan. We went to various cities. In the first year, 118,000 kids participated. From those trials, we formed a team of 120 players, brought them to Gaddafi Stadium and held a tournament. The top 15, under the leadership of Usman Qadir, went to Australia. They played against Sydney Thunder, Sydney Success and Lahore Qalandars. Wow. And that's where our story really began. From the next season onwards, the rest is history. So that's how the players got developed, by going overseas. Exactly. Clearly, Allah has given you the ability and you have put in the hard work. To win 3 trophies in 4 years, what a wonderful achievement. Congratulations to you and your team. So you won 3 times in the past 4 years. This huge, big, beautiful trophy. And you're quite passionate. Your passion shows up in your body language, in your analytical mindset, and the way you speak clearly shows how passionate you are. So, how does it feel to have the trophy 3 out of 4 times? It must be above the cloud 9. First of all, this trophy probably isn't mine. It belongs to the players. So all the credits should go to the players. That was a team effort. You did hard work and even the team too. It was kind of a global structure. My role was simply to be there for them. After the first few years of disappointment, one thing I learned was not to focus on results. And while it's easy to say, it's very difficult to actually do. Because if someone does hard work, then there is some sort of expectations as well. It's kind of a human nature. So while we were in the last 3 seasons where we won, my aim was to ensure we follow the process and stay in the zone. Not to get overexcited, not to sink too low. Objectively analyze the situation, that's my role. The players inside the ground give 200%. Their commitment, passion, dedication are top notch. They have the right to be emotional. But I don't have the right to be emotional. That's why I try to provide a fatherly calmness in the environment, to create an atmosphere where players stay in the zone, and I always try to encourage my players to always stay in the zone. Sometimes when you win, you get too excited. In those moments, my efforts is always to bring them back to the zone. That's why people say your team is like a family. You act like a father figure to the players. And that's kind of a very special thing, and I really appreciate it. That's very true. I remember the first season, Chris Gale came to us. Obviously, he was the universe boss. At that time, he was coming from the Big Bash. PSL was launching, and he had just scored 50 runs off 12 balls. There was huge hype around him. We hadn't picked him in the first round. He was our last pick. There were 5 icon players and nobody picked him. He came to us, and we were so glad such a big star joined us. When I went to receive him at the airport, I personally went to pick him because I'm also a very big fan of him. I remember one thing struck me. I was telling him, it was like, it's too fake that you are Qalandar family, the soul of Qalandars. He had just arrived, and my challenge was, how do I build that connection? How do I going to make that relationship? Over the years, Lahore Qalandar slogan has changed. First, it was Lahore Qalandar Damadam Mast. It was kind of a very famous slogan, an evergreen kind of. And after that, we came up with a slogan that was Main Hoon Qalandar, Main Hoon Qalandar. Players would say, Main Hoon Qalandar, Main Hoon Qalandar. Basically, I was trying to create an environment where people felt ownership of Qalandars. It's like a connection of the soul. Then we've spent 3-4 years and the things were not getting sorted out. Then I remember one day Atif, Aqib and I were sitting in the boardroom, and I literally picked up a marker and started defining on the whiteboard who is a Qalandar, because it was the most crucial thing in our entire journey. When we say Main Hoon Qalandar, what does it really mean? We took inspiration from Sufism and defined ourselves that when a player plays for Qalandars, he should not just fulfill a professional duty. It was like, in short, what we really want. We just want that whoever plays with our team, our brand, should not treat it just like a profession. He should play with heart. Winning should bring joy. Losing should bring pain. This is kind of a complete heart-to-heart connection. The same level of pain and the joy as we are feeling. So it was very difficult to create that culture. That's why we added to the slogan, Main Hoon Qalandar, Dil Se. The Dil Se, from the heart, part was very deliberate. Then we picked characters who matched the brand psyche and philosophy. Those who gonna do the justice to our slogan, to our mindset, to our philosophy of the brand. If you take the name from the first, those who have stayed in our retention from the beginning, I think first of all David Visa came, then Shaheen Afridi. No, first of all Fakhr Zaman came. Yeah, he's a very good player, lefty. So first Fakhr came, then David Visa, Shaheen, Haris, Abdullah, Salman, Sikandar. It became a family. Each of the gem carefully chosen and threaded together. And not just for their performance, but because they were Qalandar from the heart. They were not just the good players, but they were completely into the character as well. It means from their character. Yeah, and now my challenge remains that how do, because when we first started winning in the 7th season, Shaheen and Haris were like kids to me. It's like my children. My relationship with them is exactly like a father with his children. The respect he gives me, or whenever I think about him, I think in the same way like I think about my children. In the 7th season, I was thinking that if, God forbid, we lose the final, then how will I control his emotions? But he was very pumped. That night, I remember Shaheen and Ejaz were sitting with me. I told them, buddy, I just want to say thank you to you that we have reached the final. And this itself is a very big thing for us. But see, cricket is cricket. Anything can happen. My words were not even finished, and Shaheen said, Sameen bhai, no, you don't have to say this.
Beautiful,
you should think that tomorrow after lifting the trophy, what will you do? That guy is unbelievable. The kind of belief, the kind of confidence he has on
manifestation.
himself. He was doing manifestation. Even this time also, when the trophy came, we were at the bottom. I used to talk with Shaheen and he used to say, Sameen bhai, where should we keep the third trophy? We used to sit in my room. I used to sit one side, Shaheen on the other. He used to say, Sameen bhai, should we keep the trophy here or there? No, center is best. So I used to think, Allah should fulfill his passion, a complete positive thinker. His passion, his dedication, this is complete phenomenal. Because he is unbelievable. Yeah, he's a very awesome guy. He was been with us on our podcast. Very joyful, very humble, just like you, my brother. Sameen bhai, you are also very humble. The family culture you created with your players, with humility, Islam also says the same. You should be humble. Like when you interact with successful people. I noticed this, the person who is not humble cannot become successful. Arrogance is not allowed. Even Islam does not allow it. So you're very loving and kind. I appreciate it. Qalandar. See, without being humble, nobody can be Qalandar. If Qalandar is not humble, then he is not Qalandar. Because the first picture of Qalandar is humility. That's why we gave this name. In my own family, people said, who do you think you are that you kept this name? Obviously, at that time, I didn't realize. I was a bit messed up at that time. Obviously, at that time, I was not having any idea. For the English listeners and overseas Pakistanis, can you give the definition of Qalandar in English? What is it actually? You see, the definition of Qalandar is very simple. There are many versions, but for us, simple definition is a person who is selfless. So, there is an emotional and personal story behind it. Why we have given the name Qalandar to our brand, to our team. Not because of Sufi knowledge or like that. Basically, it was my mother. We are 9 brothers and sisters, and I'm the youngest one. It's a very big family. Yeah, it's a very big family. So, I'm the youngest one. And, she was very close to me, and in 2014, she passed away. In December 2015, we took this franchise. When she passed away, I was in Canada, and last 15-20 years, my whole only connect with Pakistan was through her. So I used to go to Pakistan only because of my mother, and in Pakistan was her room and Atif's house. There were no any other third place where I used to go. But when she passed, I told my wife that I'm never gonna go to Pakistan because my connection with Pakistan is finished. My wife told me that you are emotional and all. I said, no, I'm right. I'm damn right, and I'm never gonna go to that place, not because of any other reason. Without my mother, there is no story. And this was very personal and emotional. So when Atif went for this franchise and he asked me to come, it was midnight in Calgary. We were at the PCB stairs, going upstairs, the PCB stairs, and I was telling Atif that, Atif, don't bid. And he was saying, don't worry, bhai, I'll do it. And once he won there, he was calling me and he was saying, Sameen, I have made many millions commitment. Now it's up to you. Do you want to leave me or stand with me? During that time in Calgary, and at 3-4 a.m., I woke up my wife and told this is the situation. Next morning, around 10, my wife and my daughter went to Dallas, where my in-laws live. And 2 o'clock, I was in a plane to Lahore, mashallah. And while I was coming to Lahore, I was thinking, I made a commitment to myself that after my mom, I won't go to Pakistan ever. I thought, now I need to attach this project, this Lahore Qalandar project, to my mother. It was not a Qalandar name at that time, it was just a team. So, was not able to figure it out. Her name was Kausar. So, I can't call it Kausar Lahore. I can't call it Mother Lahore, you might have got. I can't call it Mother Lahore. I thought to call it Mother Lahore, but naming rights were different. So we gave name Lahore Lions because earlier also there was a team with that name. Lions was a popular symbol and politically it was also from Lahore as well. So then one day I was just scrolling through my emails and Atif had sent me an email a long time ago. In that email it was the definition of Qalandar. I thought in life, who is the most selfless person in anyone's life and in your life as well? I'll ask you, it's your mother because 9 months she keeps you in herself. Yeah, she feeds you, gives you beauty, everything, makes you matured, look after your well-being and without any kind of expectation, any kind of reward. That is called complete selfless. So this is the point where I realized if we attach Qalandar to this franchise, actually this Qalandar is representing my mother and to all the mothers who are actually selfless. So we said this franchise will be Qalandar. That's why we gave this name, that is Qalandar. When we kept this name, obviously it was very unique. People used to say tigers, gladiators, warriors, tigers, king, queens, God knows many more. But this name Qalandar was unique among them. PCB even doubted it. I remember one marketing manager said, this is a very bad name, wrong name for a team, kind of disaster. And another sponsor we went to, he said it's kind of a very niche market name. Those who are useless drug addict kind of people keep this name. And by the time it was evening, I was so desperate and I told Atif that man, I might have taken wrong decision. For me, it was purely my mother and emotion. And it was Atif who said, don't worry bro, this is our team. We'll give it whatever we give it. We will call it Qalandar. And look, today Qalandar is a household name. MashaAllah. In name there is blessing. The name you gave has blessing. And that's the reason you have won 3 times. You have told that you have won 3 times the trophy, 3 out of 4. So what I feel, there is a very big reason that Shaheen's contribution was phenomenal. He's been with me on the podcast and I really like that personality. He's a wonderful leader, very intelligent, very humble youngster. Absolutely. If it was any other leader, maybe you wouldn't have won. Shaheen Shah Afridi is instrumental in Lahore Qalandars' success, there is no doubt. In 10 years PSL, most captain changes are ours. In that 10 years, we might have changed 7 to 8 captains. That is the most biggest number. Nobody could do what Shaheen did. Not Brandon McCullum, not Azhar Ali, not Hafiz, not Sohail Akhtar, not Bravo. There's a long list of people who captained Lahore Qalandars and no one did that. Shaheen did what nobody could. I remember when Shaheen was made captain, people said fast bowler cannot be a captain. There were many controversies and criticisms. But he was made captain because when he came, he was just 16 and I was the manager. And I remember Brandon McCullum was there and we had made the presidential suite as our complete team room. When the 16-year-old came, I thought that my daughter is also in the same age. If she has to go in such a big environment for any project, then there should be a person to look after as well. So I gave him special care. I mentored him. You have mentored him. More than that, I treated him like my own child. I just thought, man, he should not get lost as there are many big players as well. So I even interviewed him as well. Funny thing, at first he thought I was media guy interviewing him. And they just understand that I'm the media guy and I'm they just don't know about them. You that you're the because owner. My role was like that, never showing off. I think this is my success that I've never shown off myself that I'm the owner. What I personally think, I believe in leadership. When you are in an environment where you have to lead, you cannot demand respect. You have to earn respect. That's completely right. Global phenomena. I agree with that. And Sameen bhai, if I was in Pakistan Cricket Board, but I'm in UK right now, I would make you and Shaheen in charge of Pakistan team for sure. Because you've shown pure leadership skill. Shaheen showed leadership. Pakistan can progress internationally. And we are producing good quality of cricketers as well. Only one man before, Imran Khan, won 1992 World Cup in Australia. If people like you, with such analytical mind, and leaders like Shaheen are there, Pakistan will rise again on global stage. Because we want that Pakistan should rise globally. Obviously, I believe cricket in Pakistan grew after 1992. That's the most peak time for cricket in Pakistan. First of all, it was Australasia Cup, in which Miadad hit that six. Javed Miadad, you remember that? That was in Dubai. I remember, I prayed a lot in that match. I prayed in Rosa that Allah, Pakistan should win. I will keep fast. So from the start, I had very big passion, loved cricket from heart. Truthfully speaking. And for that, I have cried also. For that, I have laughed also. So when that Australasia Cup was happening, Miadad on last ball, I was praying, and even I promised Rosa that I will keep fast if Pakistan wins. Same way, 92 World Cup. So Khan Sahib won from nowhere. The blessing of shower, Ramadan was also there. I believe that leadership plays a very big role. For leadership to excel, if we really want to excel the leadership, environment should be right. You bring world's biggest leaders and tie his hands and legs. Or like if you tie hands and legs of a swimmer and throw him in sea, he cannot swim. Or like you bring a batsman and say your left hand is tied.
Things
play
don't
from
work
there.
like this.
That cannot happen. So environment you have to create. And to create that environment, there are many components. In 92 World Cup, what I remember or what I learned, and maybe now I implemented also, I remember at that time also Khan Sahib used to say that coaching is not needed in cricket. In football, maybe yes. I remember, if you remember, there is no coaching for that. See, I also say the same now. Because my national experience also is through franchise. It is all about man management. It's not about hardcore. This title you keep. Then why did you keep Aqib Javed as coach? Aqib Javed, we've kept
How
Aqib
did he
Javed.
came?
Tell me, how did he join you? The story of Aqib Javed is pretty much interesting. When we took franchise, obviously at that time, Imran Khan is Pakistan legend in cricket. Bigger name than him in world is no one. So my wish was to meet him. I with Atif one time, he was in Lahore. So we went to meet him. When he went, we told him that we are the people who took Lahore Qalandars. So first time we met him, he asked, his first question was, it seems you have lots of money, isn't it? I said, sir, it was of this much. So we had that much money. Then he asked, which coach you wanna keep? I said, sir, you tell. He said, take Mudassir Nazar. I said, he is at ICC Academy. He said, okay. Then take Aqib. I said, Aqib Bhai is also there. Then he said, who else is with you? I said, Ejaz is also there. He said, okay, Ejaz is also fine. So Aqib Bhai basically was first recommended to us by Imran Khan Sahib. Then later on next year when we met Aqib Bhai, then we also felt that Aqib Bhai is the man who can lead. Then we engaged him, and rest is history. MashaAllah. Do you have any regret or you're happy with the coaching? Aqib Bhai later joined Pakistan. I think the learning he did here and also my own big learning was through Aqib Bhai. I literally have learnt many things from him. If he was not there, maybe I also would not have that much confidence because he stood behind me and I felt like because he was the one who first identified skill in me. Because in start, when I was manager, we used to lose, so I used to criticize myself first. I used to say, yaar, I should not be a manager. Because of me, we are losing. And many people explained to me. Paddy Upton told me. He told me, you are doing very good work. Brandon McCullum told me, you are good. I used to think, yaar, he is coach, he is player, maybe. But Aqib Bhai, he was the one who gave me confidence that, buddy, you are the best person who can do it. And then, better and better, my analytical role expanded. And even God tested my skill immediately. But because in Pakistan, in eliminators, Aqib Bhai got COVID. And Aqib Bhai was in room. So the 7th trophy we won was without coach only. You yourself is a coach, brother. See, I tell you one interesting thing. In Pakistan, in franchise or in world, this word head coach, I believe it is wrong. Reason is this, in franchise there is no coaching. There is nothing like that. People also confuse coaching and teaching. Here what people think coaching is that you are a big player and you coach me. So you tell me how to bat, how to bowl. You wanna tell me the technical things about the role. This is not coaching. This is teaching. Coaching is different. Coaching is, teaching is one-way process. I order you, I instruct you, do this, do that, and so on. Coaching is consultative process where you engage other person and help other person to think himself. Help him or her to find the solution. This is what I do. Now you call it coach or general manager or director or whatever. You've done a wonderful job. Thank you so much. Sameen bhai, as Imran Khan said, you have so much of money. We also accumulated money, did property, real estate. How did you manage everything and how did you accumulate from zero to the current position? Because as of now, because every Pakistani has a dream to own a team, to inspire people. Right. We did not accumulate. We only put in. We are neck to neck. The moment we come to franchise, but what I mean to say is when any person does team, money is needed. So your business was just finance, right? So you have got from Atif was there, I was there, and our elder brother was there. 3 of us did it together by pooling. But after that, this franchise, see, our player development program we did, millions of dollars we put, sending players to Australia, keeping them there for 1 or 2 years, making high performance center. With that much money, many properties could have been made. But the joy, the happiness of watching Haris Rauf performing on world stage for Pakistan, that truly gives us the contentment, the joy. And that's the true meaning of this trophy. For that trophy which kids play for Pakistan, International League and all. So your franchise was kind of developing the players over there. It was kind of passion. Well, we have done many things like in first year when our team played, our emerging player must have to play the tournament. PCB gave us a list. We picked up 2 emerging players. One was 31 years old, one was 29 years old, and they were not so competitive. We lost. We asked PCB, what kind of list of emerging players you have given? They said there is no talent in Pakistan. And many of our greats on TV, on camera had accepted this. That talent in Pakistan is finished. That time in 2016, we tested this hypothesis. Because now we were in business. If talent is finished, then our ship is sunk. So we said we will go to streets. Imran Khan also did like this. We found Wasim Akram from streets. He was doing net practice. All of this came like this. Aqib Bhai also came like this. Inzamam also came like this. Waqar Yunis was also playing gully cricket. Right? Because in Pakistan, cricket passion is there. That's true. Where passion is there, then their talent comes automatically. What is talent? If you define talent, we will know that talent is an environment. Talent in cricket is developing from mother's womb. The mother who has craze of watching cricket, her child automatically gets that talent. But Sameen bhai, like Imran Khan saw talent in Wasim Akram, Waqar Yunis, Inzamam, then Imran Khan bhai groomed them. Same way you did with Lahore Qalandars. You see talent, then you groom. That ability not everyone has. Only few blessed people. Allah gave you this blessing, mashallah. You people are very good. You're bringing best out of people. So that's a huge talent. I think, and your intention is completely pure. You just want to be a support to those who are needful and talented. So here my opinion is, as I'm also a 5-time namazi like you, that Allah gave you success for this reason. That 3 times you lifted trophy. Because your intentions are pure and you want to help the poor child as well. Absolutely, I believe. And I think we had a song earlier in which there was a line, Niyat ka khel hai, dil ki aas hai. Listen to voice of heart. So it is only Niyat ka khel. See, win-loss happens in game. Wa tu'izzu man tasha, wa tuzillu man tasha. Indeed, that's true. Respect Allah gives, and if Allah gives respect, then we thank Him. Not become proud. Not feel like we did some big karnama, some big phenomena. Our fans, I'm very happy for them. Because they suffered a lot. I truly have huge respect for them. First 4 years, they were subject to a lot of bashing, criticized also. Even this time when we were playing Mohammad Naeem, people said he's nothing. And we had developed him 6-7 years. First 7 matches, his score was only 67. Just 67. Whole Pakistan media criticized us. They were just saying that these guys they just select their own kids and all. But he is also Pakistan child. He was from Parachinar. We don't have anyone in Parachinar that knows us. But Allah gave him respect. In last 4 matches, he ended up 3rd highest scorer. Literally a great player. 156 strike rate. Emerging player of tournament. So this is the matter of niyat. And you can also say it's just your intention, because lots of businessmen does business, invest in real estate, buys buildings and all and sell them for hundreds. and even teams as well. People used to buy the team franchise and sell them like Manchester United, Manchester City. You could have sold Lahore Qalandars as well with a huge profit. Absolutely. This is a baby for us. See, the name we kept on the name of my mother, it is completely connected to ourselves, right? When people pray for Qalandar, give dua to Qalandar, its reward goes to our mother. Yes. So that is very beautiful. So that is what my whole idea was. So one of the thing I would like to say you, Sameen Bhai, as you are an overseas Pakistani, just like me, Pakistan's progress will happen if Pakistan's in America, England, Europe, Canada, Dubai, and in many countries as well as Pakistan invest money in Pakistan, then Pakistan will definitely grow economically because Pakistan needs GDP income. So my overseas audience listening, wherever you are, think about it. Pakistan can only progress like this. So if we do these things, then Pakistan can excel and come forward and become better globally. I think you likely mentioned about the expatriate. Me being, I'm expatriate for last 25 years. I'll tell you, I think we feel a lot for Pakistan when we are sitting away from home. Maybe we value Pakistan the more than we were living in Pakistan because you realize that living here, but you are missing. So that's why the emotional connect is always there with the country. And I really think the expatriate population is really the backbone of the country, the backbone of the Pakistan economy. So we need to make sure that we continuously support our Pakistan economy. We need to understand that we are here just because of Pakistan. So that's the core message that I want to share. A simple message to all the fans of Lahore Qalandars if they are watching. Keep supporting your players, keep supporting your heroes. Good or bad performances are the part of the game. Don't decreate them because making heroes are quite a tough task, and in the religions where the heroes get died, this is a very unfortunate. I totally agree. So Sameen Bhai, thank you so much for making time out of your busy schedule. It's an honor for me, and have a wonderful dinner and the season, brother. Thank you so much.